What's up everyone, it's Friday night, it's the late night agenda, the weekend officially starts here. Maybe that's a bit big-headed of me, but you know what, fuck it, the weekend starts here. I hope you're all enjoying yourself. I know if you're in the UK, you've got good weather. It hasn't come over here to Ireland yet. I've been looking at the window, patiently waiting. I know it's a bank holiday in England as well this weekend, so enjoy yourselves on this bank holiday weekend. We had our August bank holiday at the start of August here in Ireland, so no bank holiday here. But look, how are we? How are we all keeping? What else have we got? Bernadette, hello to you, Happily Eggs, John Hamilton, Pat Moynihan, Mossy Kyo. Boy is in the chat as well, how are you? Everton game's just finishing up. Let me just check on the score for those of you that are joining us that want to know if anybody gives a fuck. It's Everton. I'm amazing, says Cade, love it. As things stand, 1-0 to Villa. I'm sure they're into the last couple of minutes of injury time. They had their chance, didn't they? The Bitters. They had their one and only chance to go top of the Premier League table, and they went all Everton on it, didn't they? Whoopsies. Does anybody really give a shit, though, to be fair? We have lots to get through tonight, ladies and gents. So much. I forgot to tell you wonderful people last night about the stadium expansion, so let's go ahead and have a chat about that tonight as well. We'll have a look ahead to the Arsenal game tomorrow. A few more bits and pieces as well. How are we? That's the quickest I've ever hit the like button, said Kyle. Well in, my friend. Well in. Love it, mate. Love it. Thank you so much, by the way, to everyone for giving up some of your Friday night to join us. Dave's LFC chats. How are you, buddy? Loving your 80s tunes. I love when that happens, Dave. I love when you get into that little, I don't know what you call it, little sweet spot where you just one banger after another, whether it be 80s, whether it be 90s, whether it be noughties, whatever it is. But look, we're here to talk about the Reds. We're here to talk about Liverpool's game against Arsenal tomorrow. Let me start off tonight by talking about Nicolas Pepe. You can see from the title that it's about the stadium expansion tonight and it's about Nicolas Pepe. Well, this isn't me looking to have a little sly dig at Arsenal fans. This isn't me trying to be bitter and saying, oh, we weren't really in for Nicolas Pepe. Something came out today. Neil Jones of Goal.com came out and reiterated that Nicolas Pepe was never actually a transfer target for Jurgen Klopp. Speaking about it, he said, Liverpool fans would be particularly intrigued to see what Nicolas Pepe can offer, given the Ivorian was linked with the club prior to his switch to the Emirates. Indeed, many Reds would have liked to see him at Anfield permanently. That scenario, though, was never really on the cards. Sources told Goal.com that Liverpool's interest in Pepe was minimum and that the persistent reports out of France suggesting otherwise were to be ignored. This is, in fact, and it was communicated directly to Lille in June, where speculation was rife that the Reds had entered talks with Samir Kiat, Pepe's representative, about a potential switch to Anfield. Michael Edwards, Liverpool's sporting director, took the unusual decision to telephone Christophe Galtier, the manager of Lille, to clarify the matter. The reason for this is the two had crossed paths at Portsmouth in the mid-2000s, where Edwards was a young analyst and Galtier was assistant manager to Alan Perrin, so the pair have maintained a good working relationship. Edwards' message, sources told Goal, was simple. Liverpool have not spoken to Pepe or his agent and had no intention in doing so. He was, they said, not a target, and the feeling on Merseyside was that their name was being used to flush out interest from elsewhere. Indeed, Anfield sources say it was long suspected that Pepe would eventually join Arsenal, even if the move seemed to take a lot of people by surprise in the end. Now, as I said, that was quite long. That was taken from Goal.com. Again, who was it? Neil Jones, I think it was, from Goal.com. And it kind of reiterates what Melissa Reddy said, doesn't it? I know that they work for the same agency, but it does kind of go through what Melissa Reddy said before, that Michael Edwards did actually, in fact, phone Lille and their manager to say that Liverpool had no interest in Nicolas Pepe. We wondered all summer. What Melissa Reddy said seemed to bear fruit, seemed to come out. And I want to know your thoughts on it. Do you think this is... Look, I genuinely believe we didn't have interest. That in no way is me trying to be belittling of Nicolas Pepe or to Arsenal. Not at all. That isn't my goal here whatsoever. My goal here was just to clear up something that we wondered about for the entire summer. Nicolas Pepe could turn out to be a smashing player for Arsenal, and you know, I've nothing against the guy whatsoever. I just genuinely wanted to know. I'm a gooner and haven't seen so many of our fans saying Liverpool were genuinely in for him. Thank you, Jeremiah. I appreciate your honesty, mate. And as I said, this isn't a dig. This isn't me having a cheap dig at Arsenal. I'm just happened to come across this article today and decided that it was of interest to Liverpool supporters, so I said I'd have a chat about it. 2-0 to Villa. Late goal for Villa. Everton, you had your chance, one chance to go top of the league just for a little bit, just for a pretend minute, and they went all Everton on it, didn't they, and fucked it up, which is it's not unusual, but look, who cares? It's Everton, do you know what I mean? Well done to Villa. I think, is that their first victory of the season or the second one? I don't even know what the league table looks like. I don't look down, you know, when you're at the top, you don't bother looking down, you just look around. Glorious up here, just waving at everybody. Hi, how are you? It's nice up here at the top of the league. Arsenal fans, if you've joined us like Jeremiah, you get that feeling at the moment as well, don't you? But that's got to go tomorrow, ladies and gents. Somebody's O has got to motherfucking go, and it's not going to be the Reds. That's surprising, said Cade Chatter. It's what we heard all summer. I mean, a lot of people had the knives out, shall we say, for Melissa Reddy, and I kept saying that I would be amazed if it wasn't the truth, because why would she stake her reputation on something if she genuinely wasn't told that? She's an excellent journalist, so when she said in the summer that Liverpool have no interest in Nicolas Pepe and that they went out of their way to phone Lille, I took it as gospel, because why would she say that if it wasn't true? It's one thing saying we have an interest or we don't, but do you know what I mean? To go that far for me was just an indication that we didn't. But as I said, that wasn't meant to piss off Arsenal fans. That isn't here as a sly dig at Arsenal, just stating facts. Mr. Bud Hugh said, let's do it tomorrow. Ever none. Losing to Villa is embarrassing. Shout out to Stephen Richards. He was a little bit worried there. Stephen Richards lives in an apartment complex surrounded by Everton fans. He calls it the Alamo. And he said to me, Craig, if Everton win tomorrow, it's going to be unbearable here for a little while. It didn't happen. Stevie, you're alright, buddy. Yourself and Louise can enjoy yourselves now on the bank holiday weekend. Crosby Red is in the house as well. How are we? Great to have you with us. Andre Gomez so slow and one-dimensional, said Dean Dixon. He looks like a different player. The Andre Gomez I seen at times last season looked sharp. He looked good in midfield. Had a very good game actually against Liverpool. Crosby Red's gone 4-2 to the Reds tomorrow. Gonads is in the house as well. How are you, sir? TTV Jamie Beast, how are you? Welcome in. Wish we were in from, said Brad Palmer. I guess, mate, time will tell, won't it? I've always been honest and said I know very little about Nicolas Pepe. I didn't watch Lille at all last season. If I was watching any French football, it would have been PSG, Marseille, Lyon. That's about it, really, if I'm being honest. How long will I stream? Until 11:15, buddy. As always, that's around about the time where we usually finish up. I am absolutely flying tonight, ladies and gents. I'm in great form. I've been looking forward to come on and have a chat with you all ahead of a big game tomorrow. For those wondering, we will, of course, be doing a watch along of the game. Our coverage will be starting from 5 p.m. When I say coverage, you know by now, we don't show any match footage. We respect the copyright holders' license, so we just do what we usually do. We come on, have a laugh, bit of alternative commentary, and hopefully cheer the Reds on to another 3 points. Right, loads to get through. As I said, we've done the Neil Jones stuff. There's the stadium expansion to get through. There's the stuff around Alisson Becker. What do you want to talk about next, ladies and gents? This is your show. I don't want to be, hogging all the limelight, so to speak. Everton proper banter team, said Rob Shepherd. They are, mate. You're right. When you're right, Rob. Do you know what I mean? When you're right, you're right. Dara said the villains are carrying on as if they just won the Champions League. Let them. Allow them. To be fair. I will say one thing. The atmosphere sounded absolutely class in Villa Park when I was watching it on the TV anyway. It came across that they were well up for that game and they got their win. 2-0 win. Congratulations to them. Imagine Klopp for 19 years. Yes, please, Andy. Sign me up for that, mate. I would love that. Do I love the song Sweet Caroline? I like it in boxing events, Mohammed. It usually comes on, mate, just before the main event in boxing and does get the crowd pumped, does get them going. Not sure how I feel about it in a football perspective, but it's weird, isn't it? Neil Diamond, who would have thought? Alisson latest, right, that's what everybody wants to have a chat about. No problem whatsoever. So there's two sides or two aspects to this, ladies and gents. James Pearce, formerly of the Echo, now of the Athletic. Sounds weird saying that, doesn't it? James Pearce of the Athletic. We always think of Jimmy Pearce with the Echo. Anyway, James Pearce of the Athletic spoke to Reds goalkeeping coach John Achterberg about the injury to Alisson Becker and how long he could potentially be out for. Speaking, John Achterberg said he's in every day for treatment and they try to improve things. He's able to do some fitness work in the gym without using his leg. It's difficult, but you have to try and look forward and be positive. You have to try and turn a negative into a positive. They haven't given us a specific time as to when he'll be back, and it's difficult to say how quickly it will heal. That's with the medics. There's an international break coming up, and we'll have to wait and see how long it takes after that. But Klopp then spoke about it a little bit during his press conference, and he said that Alisson is now no longer on crutches and that he will be back in training very soon. That's class. That is good news. Alisson Becker, I think we could probably look towards after the international break, so get the Arsenal game out of the way. One more game after that. I think it's Burnley, isn't it, next up? And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have him back then after the international break, which is good news. Naby Keita as well, a little bit on him to talk about later on. He's not quite there yet, but we'll get to Naby Keita in a few minutes. What are your thoughts on that news on Alisson Becker, ladies and gents? There was some rumours. I don't even like to say rumours because that gives it some credence. There was some people trying to stir shit on social media and spread false rumours there, or false information, I should say, that Alisson Becker was going to be out for a lot longer. It's like Liverpool aren't allowed to have any good news at times. You know what I mean? You get the good news yesterday about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain signing a new deal with the club. Love it. Absolutely love that. Then you get this bullshit, this misinformation coming out trying to say that, oh yeah, well, Alisson's fucked. Well, he isn't. He isn't fucked. He's off crutches. He's going to start back training soon. Fingers crossed he'll be ready to go after the international break, and you know, that'll be great for us. That'll be a nice little boost for us coming in after the international break, but there's still 2 games to go before that. So what do we think on this Alisson stuff? How are we feeling about Adrian? I keep going between Adrian and Adrian. Adrian, I think, is the correct way of saying it, but you know me, I chop and change. Premier League fan said, I think Arsenal are underrated. Are they? I don't know. It's difficult to underrate a team that's won 2 out of 2. I wonder if what you're getting at is that we're underrating them as Liverpool fans and we're just expecting a win tomorrow. I get that, but I'm expecting a win tomorrow if I'm being honest. Pat asks about the kit deal. Get to that a little bit later on, mate. Don't worry. I promise you. We talked about it a lot last night as well. What's up with the Anfield expansion? Relax, Camsy boy and everybody. There's plenty of time. Let's think of this as a little bit of foreplay. We'll get to the real stuff. Craig Klopp was asked about Lovren and he said no comment to the journalist. I did see that, Scotty, my friend. And I haven't ignored your email, Scotty. Sorry, I know you sent an email about coming into a phone-in show, mate. Probably after the international break we'll try and work on something, mate. I haven't forgotten about it. Sorry, I should have gotten back to you on that earlier on. It's been a bit of a crazy day today. Jeremiah said, isn't a calf tear around 4 to 5 weeks? The thing is, Jeremiah, mate, we weren't given any real information. We were told he had an issue with his calf and he'll be out for a few weeks. And ever since that, we haven't really been given much information. That's not really unusual. Liverpool do this with injuries from time to time, but it is frustrating as a fan not being able to get that information. Gonad said, they're scared of us, Craig. They know Jurgen. This is no false dawn. It isn't a false dawn. You're absolutely right, mate. And we're only going to get better. And I know Jurgen Klopp hasn't committed to past the 3 years that he has left on his deal. And I know that's worrying a lot of Liverpool fans, but I don't worry about it at all. 3 years is a very, very long time in football, and anything can happen. But there will be a succession plan in place. There will be a plan down the line if Jurgen Klopp doesn't sign on. If he does, brilliant, love it. But if he doesn't, you know, the club will go on. Jurgen Klopp will have left us in a much healthier position. But there's loads of time left to enjoy the Kloppo. Loads of time. 3 years. The Irish Beard said, Adrian is better than Karius and Mignolet. He's not that bad. We can cope. Andy O'Neill said, I reckon this Arsenal team are serious. Lack of pace might get Matip's lack of pace might get exposed. Well, in my guess at a teammate that I put out yesterday, I went with Gomez to partner Van Dijk for the reason that you've just mentioned, the pace. Now, looking at the Arsenal team, or the potential Arsenal team, nobody can argue that their attack isn't good. I think we can all agree on that. When Arsenal's attack, mustard. No argument there whatsoever. When you look at their midfield and you look at their defence, that's where I start becoming confident. There's still question marks about their goalkeeper. He's not the worst out there by any stretch, but there's question marks there. The back four, whether they go at Holding, whether they go at Luiz, whether they go at Sokratis, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see there. But any of them can be gotten at. Any of them. And their midfield. Who have they got in midfield? Potentially Guendouzi, maybe Torreira. Xhaka's coming back from injury. I don't know if he's going to be fully fit and ready to go. Again, nothing there that worries me too much. Caballas, good player. I would push him up with the attacking aspect of Arsenal's team. Nobody's any questions, I don't think, or nobody's any doubts about Arsenal's attack. It is good, and it can cause any team trouble. At the same time, when you match up man for man, we should win that game. We should. Now, football isn't played on paper. I get that. We've got to go out there and put the work in tomorrow and get the job done. And I'm expecting a good attacking game of football. What have we got? Gonad said, I think tomorrow will be a tough game. He's going 2-0 or 1-0. Dean Dixon said the defence of both teams need to up their game. I don't buy into all this stuff about Liverpool's defence being shite. I really don't. We would have kept a clean sheet at Southampton if the goalkeeper hadn't had an absolute brain fart when he did that. The goal against Norwich. Look, Norwich are a good attacking side that create opportunities, and Timo Pukki took his goal excellently well. Could we defend better? Yes, of course we could. But I'm not buying into the fact that our defence is a shambles all of a sudden. This is a defence that is just going to get better. We're still catching up. We're still playing catch up with regards to fitness, with regards to the pre-season. And I just don't buy into it that our defence is that bad. We'll see tomorrow though. Casper Hansen said apparently we were never interested in Pepe. Spoke about that, mate, at the very start of the stream. You could have just missed it. Neil Jones of the Echo came out and said that Liverpool, as you've suggested there, my friend, were basically just used as a way to get Pepe's name out there and maybe drum up some interest. Bernadette Farrell said watch the Reds training earlier and they're looking sharp and happy. Good news. I like that. Clean sheet please, said Krishna tomorrow. Cade said the only worry for Liverpool is telling the difference between Guendouzi and David Luiz. Do you know what? Two men with a beautiful head of hair that I wish I could grow. I mean, look at me, bald old me. I can't be talking about haircuts, mate, or slagging anybody off. Papandu said on paper Arsenal have a good front three, but it's 2 games into the season. They've done nothing yet. Exactly. They've won their 2 games. Fair fucks to them for that. As of we, not playing our best. But it's about getting results at this part of the season, and the rhythm will come, the performances will increase, or the level of performance will increase as we go on. Yeah, look, I'm not that worried about our defence. I'm just looking forward to a good game of football tomorrow between 2 teams that try and play football in the right way. 2 good managers, and, you know, may the best team win. It will be us, but may the best team win. ASMR Merchman said Arsenal's defence is way better than last season. No, it's not. How? They haven't got Tierney, so that's not an option for them. So looking at who they have there, mate, it's still not great. Let's be honest. I mean, way better than last season, I think that's a stretch. Now, whether it's any better or not, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it's still nowhere near. Like, if we're questioning our defence, and we're standing here saying that Liverpool's defence looks a little bit shaky, a defence that has Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, and either Joel Matip or Joe Gomez, stack that up against Arsenal's defence. You know, if we had Arsenal's defence right now, you'd be a lot more worried. Be honest about it. It is just being honest. It's not meant to be a piss take for Arsenal. That's not the way I go on. What's my prediction as Ray Rolex? 4-1 is what I went with, Ray, I think, if memory serves me correct. Arsenal's defence is like a blind man doing the quick step. Slow, said Happily Eggs. Do you think that Klopp will focus more on the Premier League and the Champions League? No. I think he'll go balls out for both. Again, Bradley, like we did last season, mate. We gave it a damn fine go, didn't we? 97 points and winning the Champions League. I mean, you can't get much more than that, mate. So I think we'll just go about our business, take every game as it comes, try and work our way through the busy fixtures, and see how we get on. I mean, that's all that we can do. It's way too early in the season to be start talking about... Like, I mean, somebody asked Klopp in the press conference earlier on about, you know, playing before Manchester City. It's game week number 3. Like, playing before City means jack shit at this moment in time. Putting the points on the board and worrying about our own house and getting our own house in order. That's what I'd be more concerned about. And again, this part of the season, I'm not really that concerned about performances. It's just about getting the points on the board. B said Pepe will start at half-time tomorrow when the game's already lost. I know Unai Emery like the back of my hand. The strongest team he has ever picked was against Napoli. Casper said love the podcast. Thank you, mate. It was really good fun. I really enjoyed it as well. For those of you that haven't had a chance to maybe have a listen to it, it is up on the channel. Myself, Dave Henry and Brian Morrissey had a little Arsenal preview podcast. It's about 40 minutes long. It is up there as well, so have a listen. Let me know what you think. Arsenal fans are not Cockneys. Well, I don't know who that was aimed at, mate, but you know, it wasn't me. I think you were talking to somebody else. I never accused them of being Cockneys. I never called them Cockneys. My geography is shocking. Nathan Wright said, I don't expect when people say our defence is weak, it's not only weak because Gomez was out for a long injury, it's also not going to be his peak form. I don't think our defence is weak, personally. Can we improve? Yes. I'm not that naive to say that our defence has been at its peak level of performance, but to call it weak from anybody's perspective. And I mean, I thought Carragher's been a little bit harsh in Liverpool this week, both in the way he's talking about our defence and the way he kind of said we're a bit reliant on Sadio Mane. And that, well, look, the part about lacking backup options to the front three makes sense, but why to single out Mane, I don't know. And when I say single out Mane, I don't mean he was being disrespectful towards Mane. Exactly the opposite. He was basically saying that Mane is our number one, our go-to, and if we are lacking in Mane, then we're pretty much fucked. I think United will win the league, but Liverpool deserve it. Said 20 Ole Legend. Like, come on, mate, be fucking realistic. There's more chance of me showing up here tomorrow with David Luiz haircut than there is of Manchester United winning the league this year. With all due respect, mate. I always thought it was psycho. Oops, I don't know what that means. Would I play Oxlade-Chamberlain tomorrow? Asked the dugout. Yes, I did have him in my team. I'll quickly run through the 11 that I would go with for tomorrow's game. So obviously Adrian in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, Andy Robertson at left back. I would go with Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez for the pace reason. Midfield tomorrow, I would go with Fabinho, Jordan Henderson and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. And then of course the front three I wouldn't change. Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino. That's my team. I understand anybody who says, nope, Craig, take out Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, put in Gini Wijnaldum. I hear you, no arguments. I understand people that say, hey Craig, I'd rather go with Joel Matip than Joe Gomez. Again, no problems with that whatsoever. That's just my guess and that's just my opinion. Either one of those two can come in and make a good shout as to why they get picked. Liverpool would never win the BPL, ha ha ha. Fucking comedians are out in force tonight, aren't they? Whatever, mate. You know what? Stick your stupid opinion up your fucking hole. I couldn't care, honestly. The BPL, it isn't even. Is it like it's the Premier League, man? But we've won the fucking league 18 times. We've won the Champions League. I don't know. What are you, 7, 5? I don't know. We shouldn't take Arsenal for granted. A lot of supporters seem overconfident. Why? As fans, we're allowed to be overconfident, mate. It's Klopp and the players that need to worry about taking them seriously. As fans, Bowie, we're allowed. That's part of our job, mate. I'd much rather our fans be optimistic than go into games worried about it. That's more fun. It's more fun to be optimistic. Dave Sweeney said, we're fighting against ourselves this season. We have to look at the bad results from last season and improve. 98 points, that's it. LFC 19 versus LFC 20. It was tough last year, mate. They hit 97 points, but Manchester City won 14 games in a row. You got to give it to them, fair play. Adrian is shocking. No, he's not. Fuck you. I'm not even going to read the rest of your comment. What is this? Are you sure Liverpool never wanted Nicolas Pepe? Again, David, mate, that comes from an article from Neil Jones of Goal, who said that Liverpool were basically being used as a way of getting his name out there, and that Liverpool did in fact call Lille. They called them their manager Galtier to say that Liverpool had no interest. So, you know, all I can go is from there, mate. After that, I mean, you take your own opinions on whether we're interested or not. I'm just talking about an article that I read earlier on today. I have no inside information on Liverpool transfers whatsoever. I doubt the Gooners will play the front three together, said Dara. I think Pepe will probably start on the bench, mate. I'm with you. Faisal said David Luiz balls over the top could cause us problems, especially with Aubameyang. Yeah, but our front three could run rings around their defence and we could score 4. Is that what I mean? Max Lamprecht said when Gary Evil said United will win the league before Liverpool, he meant the championship. Probably, Max. Do you know what I mean? Torres should have stayed with us, played his best football at Liverpool, great player. Yes, we should probably take a moment to congratulate Fernando Torres on his professional career. He signed off, unfortunately, in Japan today with a 6-1 defeat for his final game. And even the one goal that they did score was an own goal from... who was it again? Who was the guy that used to play for Arsenal, then went to Barcelona? Vermaelen. I think he scored the own goal. That was the only goal. Yeah, so congratulations Fernando Torres on his career. I hated the way he left Liverpool, but nobody can deny that while he was at our club, the man was shit hot. He was... Watching Fernando Torres in his peak was a pleasure. It really was. Bolassi just tweeted oof after Everton lost, said Connor. Wow, there you go. What's my name? It's Craig, mate. No, you don't need to apologise for asking, buddy. You're absolutely entitled to ask a question, Jeremiah. My name is Craig, mate. Craig, can I boot Ole the legend out? Nah, leave him be, unless he's being abusive. I mean, let him have his shit banter. He's got nothing to be happy about. He's a United fan, do you know what I mean? Let him have this little moment, mate. This is like, 8 Mile type scenario going on here for him. Liverpool will win 6-0, said Imran Khan. I like it. Well done to Torres, a Liverpool legend. Ala Madrid said 2-2 draw tomorrow. You heard it here first. Nah, mate. Nah, come on. The Reds are winning this one. I don't think Arsenal will get a sniff tomorrow. Mane will get 2, said Jan. Torres gives me and Vidic nightmares at MUFC gamer. He absolutely did, didn't he? I mean, he fucking had to go with Vidic, mate, time and time again. No, look, Fernando Torres, I don't know. How do you look back at his time? If you're a Liverpool fan, it is tinged with disappointment about him leaving and going to Chelsea. But at the same time, Torres, Gerrard, that combination, his first game, that goal against Chelsea, he was just class. He really was just class. Yeah, it is a shame the way he left. But look, congratulations, Nando, on a good career. All good things must come to an end. It'll be interesting to see if he stays within the game or what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to just take a minute to give a shout out to Football Index, who we're working with this season. If you are like me and you like an out bet, you like a bit of gambling, Football Index is definitely something I would recommend checking out. I understand gambling isn't for everybody. If you have any issues with gambling, begambleaware.org is there for you to have a look at. But there is a link in the description below that you can sign up for and use the code AA to help both us and yourselves. I mean, what do we get from it? Obviously, if you sign up and deposit, we do make money from it. I'm not hiding away from that. But also, from your side of it, you get a 10% bonus on any purchases that you make in the first month, any players that you buy in the first month. And on top of that, Football Index have very kindly will cover you any losses that you make in your first month up to £1,000 or euro for Irish equivalent. All you have to do is email them at the end of the month and they will sort that out and you will be corrected and put that money back. So there you go. It's kind of, I won't say it's risk free for the first month, but it's as close as you can get to being risk free there in the first month. And I have had people sign up. I've had people contact me to say that they actually enjoy it. I enjoy it personally. I bought some shares this week. I bought some more Mason Mount. I can't stop buying them in Mason Mount. I just think his value is going to go up and up and up. And Connor's done some as well, and we'll be talking about that in future shows as we go on. But again, if you do want to help support the channel, keep everything free, and you are thinking of using Football Index, please use the sign-up code in the description below and enter the code AA to get that little 10% bonus that we spoke about earlier on. Anyway, let's move on. Long hair Torres equals the GOAT, said Harry Plays. Did you hear that Klopp might retire in 2 or 3 years? Yes, mate. We've gone through it loads of times, Keane. He says he doesn't know what he's going to do in 2 or 3 years, mate. Well, 3 years, because he's got this year and then 2 more years after that, or this season and 2 more seasons after that on his contract. And let's just wait and see what happens. As I said earlier on, mate, that's a long, long time in football. So we will see where we are at that time. Salah hat-trick says, is it Slogan, UK? Bury have 2 more hours. I know. I've been kind of keeping an eye on that situation as well. I don't want them to go under, and I don't want Bolton to be up shit creek either. I genuinely hope something can be worked out here for Bury. Nathan writes, where did they get the hoodie from? From the club store, mate. From the club store. It doesn't look great on when you're looking at it on the club store. It's one of those things that's much nicer in person. But yeah, on the club store you can get. I think, if memory serves me correct, British pounds 50, something like that. I love Torres, said Brian Morris. He don't care about the transfer. Shit happens. He was unreal for us. He was a beast when he was here. There's no denying it. Is that a real picture of you on the right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a Snapchat. There you go. Look, I like it. I like what Connor did there. I had no idea what he was doing, but yeah, I like it. That's me and my favourite kit as well. The big bald-headed weirdo there standing in front of Anfield. Look, the reason that I'm standing in front of Anfield is because of the stadium expansion. And that's something that we spoke about last night and something that I meant to cover, but I forgot about because we ran out of time. So look, Liverpool have scrapped existing plans to develop the Anfield Road end. As we know, they had a planning permission there that runs out in September, and the club are going to allow that to run out and will instead submit a new application to increase the capacity of Anfield past 60,000. I like it. Existing outline planning permission that we spoke about does run out, and that would have given Liverpool around 4,000 extra seats and put it into the Annie Road end. That's due to expire next month and will expire because the club are going to relook at this. Liverpool will now engage with the local community and other key stakeholders as they determine the detail of the new approach. What do you guys think? I'm really fucking happy about this, I'm not going to lie. We knew we could have got 4,000, which would have brought us up to around 58, something like that. Over 60 would be great, but to see what level of detail they go into here is going to be really important. Now, a lot of things will come into factor when they look to increase the plan or the size of this. So you're going to have to look at public transport links. We've spoken about that before. You're going to have a look at the impact it will have on the local community, the noise pollution. You're going to have a look at making sure that there's enough facilities for everybody that's there. You're going to have to look at roads. You're going to have to look at infrastructure. A lot of stuff will have to be taken into account when Liverpool liaise with Liverpool City Council about the planning permission for Anfield. So I'm not even going to pretend that I have all the information on this, but I do have quite a bit of information. I do read up quite a lot about this, and I'm very, very interested to see. Any locals that know more about the area, that have any inside info, please feel free to put it in the chat. But it is good news. I see this as good news. The club know it's not enough. 58,000 wouldn't be enough. The sweet spot is probably around 70. I don't think we're going to get there with this one. We'll probably go maybe 62, 63 perhaps. It'll be interesting to see. They will look to see if they can whack some corporate in there. There's no hiding away from that. Whether they can or can't, I don't know. Some good news is it will free up some more season tickets for people who've been on the waiting list. I know Steve Hoare, a friend of mine from Twitter, he's been on there since he was 8, and he reckons if they do increase this, he might be getting close to one. So fingers crossed for Steve that he gets sorted out. What do you guys think anyway? Good news? I think it's good news. Knowing the club saying, look, 4,000 isn't enough, we need more. They're aware, because we're being very coy and very good in what we're doing from a business perspective. The sponsorship we're bringing on board, the new commercial partners the club are bringing on board, the success that we've had on the field, of course, will be taken into account here as well. And all in all, I think it's good news for the club, but I'm very interested, like you guys, to see what number they come up with and what type of an increase they're talking about here. John said, I think Liverpool will up the game. Full week and Klopp will be playing, ideally suited. What else we got? Bury saved, nice one. When did that come out? But it's good news. I'm fucking delighted to hear that, if that is the case. Am I streaming the game tomorrow? Well, we don't show the game, Clodagh, but yes, we will be doing a watch along when the game is on, starting at 5 p.m. Is it Jebek HD said, I've had an uncle on the waiting list for like 20-25 years. It is mad, isn't it? I mean, the waiting list is closed, but for people like your uncle, mate, and Steve who've been on it, you know, their entire adult lives almost. It's madness. Dave Sweeney said, need VAR screen, 60 to 65k. How long till we find out the capacity? We'd love a ticket. We'll never get to Anfield. I don't know, is the honest answer, Andy. I just don't know, mate. I don't think anybody knows at this moment in time. All we know is that the club are going to go and look at it again. They did do a feasibility study to see if it would be possible, and they wouldn't be allowing this outline planning permission, or not even outline, sorry, it's actual planning permission to go if they weren't confident that they could reevaluate this and make it better. So fingers crossed. Yassar said, great news, 65k is the target. I think Spurs and Everton moving to bigger stadiums may have played a part in the decision. Gonat said on BBC about Bury being saved. Yes, nice one. That is great news. It really is. Well done. Hopefully, though, I mean, they probably still have a long battle ahead of them, but look, it is good news. Would the owners invest to expand Anfield? Yes, Jeremiah, they did it with the main stand as well. They loaned the club 110 million to build that main stand, which will be repaid. Do you know what, off the top of my head, Jeremiah, I can't remember how many years, mate, but yeah, the club did basically provide what is classed as an interest-free loan to the club, but I think there's a 3.5% fee or 3.5% interest rate in there, which is just put into any of these type of contracts to cover the cost of inflation over that time, I believe. But yeah, so they will invest in it, mate, and let's just wait and see what happens. Dave Sweeney reckons we need 8,000 plus seats. I agree, Dave. Thiago said, hi guys, PSG fan of your team and club. Atmosphere is beautiful. Good luck in the Premier League this season. Thank you very much, Thiago 1999, mate. Really kind of you. Nathan, I'm doing very well, thank you, buddy. How are you? Neil said, I've been on the waiting list 20 years and they closed it. I think I was 8. I think it was 8 years ago, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's definitely closed, Neil. You're right about that, mate. But fingers crossed for you then, Neil, mate. If you've been on it 20 years, buddy, I hope you get pushed towards the top here, mate, if this expansion goes through. Seb reckons 65,000 phase 2 now, then 75,000 phase 3. To get to 75k, though, I don't know, mate. I really don't know if we'll get there because of the infrastructure thing. Not because of the owners not wanting to build, or not because of the affordability of it. Well, sort of actually because of the affordability of it, but more because of the infrastructural issues. There was talk of opening an old tram line or train line that used to go past Anfield, and those of you who go to Anfield from the city centre or whatever will know it isn't the easiest place to get to. You can walk, of course you can. There is a soccer bus or a football bus or whatever you want to call it that goes. But other than that, I think there might be one or two more buses, but I've always found it one of the more difficult stadiums to get out to if you're in the city centre. More seats, more money, said Seamus Smith. Yeah, but it's at a point now, mate, where match day revenues, I won't say they're insignificant to football clubs, but television revenue and stuff like that is where the big money is. But look, every penny counts, doesn't it? I mean, the more bums you can get in seats, the more money you do bring in. Jono said expansion should be no less than 65,000. Why is there a time limit for Bury? Because they have already missed, I think, 5 games in the league season. They've been kicked out of the Carabao Cup, and they just have to think of the rest of the clubs, mate, in the league, and how long can they let it go for with them continuously missing matches. So I think they just had to set a date finally, and midnight tonight was that date. Is Liverpool going to the Aviva? I don't know what you mean, Clodagh. There's no plans. I mean, in pre-season, I don't know, but they didn't go this summer because the Aviva wasn't available. When they played Napoli, they looked at the Aviva in Dublin. It wasn't available. They looked at Wembley. It wasn't available. I think they even looked at Spurs Stadium and ended up going up to Scotland. Willow said, tried nearly 40 years waiting. Dad put me down when I was a kid. Do you know what number you are, Willow? Or is there any? Do you get any of that type of information when you're moving? Surely you do. Do you reckon this will help you out? Wendy, do you think you'll get your ticket? A bigger cop would be fantastic. It would. It would be fantastic, mate. Space. Is that a premium, though? Banter said, where are they going to expand it to? There's not enough space. It could be a case of rerouting a road, mate, from my very, 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 very vague understanding of it. I guess we're going to have to wait and see what this feasibility study comes up with. Thiago99 said, I was at Anfield for the Champions League game. It ended 3-2. We definitely lost because of the fans non-stop singing, and it's brilliant. Again, mate, thank you. Really nice of you to pop in and be so kind towards our club. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gents, if you're enjoying tonight's stream, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up as well. Nevertheless, the club's moving forward. That's good, said Seb. Yeah, it absolutely is. Liam Barr, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. How well do you think Liverpool will do this season? Asked Nathan. Mate, I'll be guessing. And of course I'm going to guess because you've asked the question, but I think one major trophy on top of what we have now in the World Club Championship, and I'd be fairly happy. Whether that's Champions League, whether that's Premier League, it's got to be one of those two, if I'm being honest. That with the World Club Championship, the Super Cup, I'd be a happy man. If we won an FA Cup, I don't know how I'd feel. I need one of the big two. I'm greedy. I'm getting used to this. Do you know what I mean? 2 cups in a row. Well, we lost the Community Shield, but I really don't care about the Community Shield. Willow said, I don't know, Craig. It'll be me dad that knows, but I'm hoping so. I hope so as well for you, Wendy. Seamus Smith said, have you seen the links for the new kit deal at Nike? My dad put me on a waiting list. It's been 44 years. That is almost embarrassing for the club, isn't it? That Seamus has been 44 years. Wendy's been nearly 40 years. That's mad. When you see so many other clubs that you can go and buy a season ticket like. Yeah. It's mad, and it's bad, and it's kind of some of the reason that fans have turned on each other as well. Has the club recognised your channel? No, Jeremiah. They never will either. Why would they, to be fair? I don't really want the club's recognition either, pal. If I'm being honest about it, you have no interest in being all pally-pally with Liverpool Football Club, because I want to be able to come on here and give my blunt, honest opinions. And if I was to ever be approached, not something I really have an interest in. I did this to meet Liverpool fans, and I did this to create a community for Reds to come on and give their honest opinions, be blunt and say what we want to fucking say. And I don't want to be withholding to anybody, and I don't want anybody holding stuff over us, you know, saying, well, if you say that or you've done this so you can't do this, doesn't make any difference. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to interview any of the players. I just want to talk to fans. This is a fan forum. That's what this channel's about. It is for fans, by fans, and to attract more fans, not the club. The club have their own social media outlets. The club work with other fan channels already. They do a great job, as do those fan channels. We're just here to have a laugh, man. Take the piss and see how long this shit goes on for. Right, let's keep going. How long of a contract extension do you think would be willing to give Klopp if he wins the league? We're willing to give Klopp a contract extension right now, mate. The problem is that Jurgen Klopp has indicated that he's not ready. And he's not ready to make that decision yet. And the club are being very respectful of that. If Jurgen Klopp turned around tomorrow and said that he wanted a contract extension, they would get that piece of paper in front of him post-haste. I promise you that. But they're just being respectful right now of Jurgen Klopp's wishes and him not knowing what he wants to do in 2 or 3 years. Gaming Guy said, who knows, Craig? The Redman TV never thought that Jurgen Klopp would know them. The club know we exist. I'm just saying that we've had no approach from the club or anything. They absolutely know we exist. I mean, I can't tell you how or why, but I know that they know we exist. Yes, they know we exist. Put it that way. But look, Redman TV, as I said, absolutely brilliant stuff. The Anfield Wrap, brilliant stuff. Yeah, great. Two fantastic outlets, make fantastic Liverpool content, and nothing but love. Gaz said the Anfield Road end's not wide enough for a lot of traffic. What else we got? The weird thing is I'm 20 and this waiting list thinking I'll get one soon. You won't even get on the waiting list, mate. Oh, sorry, Seamus. I read that wrong. The weird thing is you're 20 and he gave you his waiting list. Think I'll get one soon. Hopefully you do, mate. Anyone that's getting close to the top of the waiting list, fingers crossed for you. Seb said, you think Manchester City will get less points this season, Pep's last season? 2 questions there. On the points thing, yes, I do think they'll get less points because I think the league might be a bit more competitive. Also, I think, and I've said this before, I think the off-field issues will have an impact on Manchester City this season. All the stuff from the old Der Spiegel articles, the FFP investigation, the questions that will come towards Guardiola if any potential UEFA ban is incoming. I don't know if it's Pep's last season. Haven't got a clue. And I wouldn't even like to guess, mate. I don't pay enough attention to Manchester City stuff to know how long he's left on his contract. He generally does see out contracts, Guardiola, but I don't know if it'll be his last year or not. It'll be interesting to see what happens if they get a ban and it's upheld and they don't win the Champions League this season. Then it'll be interesting. The Klopp not just signed an extension. He signed an extension, I don't remember when it was, but he is contracted for another 3 years. So this season and 2 more seasons after that, mate. He did sign a new contract, yeah, he did, but I don't remember when it was. A hoodie in this heat, it ain't hot. Nay, it ain't hot where I am, mate, I promise you that. I know a lot of my friends were sending me videos and stuff of them enjoying time with their families in the UK. Sun absolutely, fucking burning out of the sky, but it's overcast here, mate. It's not hot at all. I wish it was. I wouldn't be sitting here in a hoodie. I'd love to visit Anfield again. The atmosphere is very good, said Thiago. Hopefully you will. Someday, mate, you'll get a chance. I'm sure that our paths will cross again. PSG and Liverpool sometime soon. Divock Origi said, I live in Northern Ireland and would always go to the Aviva friendly. Do you know why it wasn't available? I can only think that it was either something to do with a concert or something along those lines, mate. I can't remember the exact time period. And like yourself, I always go to the games in the Aviva as well. Fairly handy to get to, aren't they? Who do I think will win the FIFA World Club Cup? Come on, Claudia. The Reds. Of course it's going to be the Reds. I want that sexy gold badge on the jersey. So, yeah. And it's a trophy that Liverpool have never won. And we would also, if we won that trophy, we would be the first English club to hold the Champions League, the Super Cup and the World Club Cup simultaneously. Now, I do stress the first English club to do it. There have been other clubs in Europe that have done it, of course. Has City got a waiting list for their seats? Not that I'm aware of, Andy. Not that I'm aware of. Again, not going to try and undermine or belittle Manchester City here, but I don't think that there is a waiting list. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be. Mr. John said, Craig, you're one of the best fan channels in the world. Do you know what, mate? You make me really happy. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. That's what we are. We are just a fan channel. I'm not nothing but a fan. I keep saying it time and time again. I have no more or less knowledge about this football club than anybody else, nor do I claim to. I just want to share information with fans, have a chat, enjoy the games. I did say last night, for those of you that weren't around, and if you follow us on Twitter, keep an eye out over the coming week or two, because we're going to be starting an Anfield Agenda Clips account where we'll be posting up the best and the worst of all the stuff that we do on here. The best goal celebrations, the biggest fuck-ups, all the things that happen on the streams. We will be doing it, so keep an eye out on that as well. Also, don't forget about our Instagram account. Connor takes care of that one. Anfield Agenda as well on there. Doing really well. I think we've only started it in the last, 9 months, 8-9 months, something like that. It's at 12.5k at the moment. The Twitter account is 35.4 thousand, something like that. So we're flying. And on here as well, as you can see, just over 21.5k. So thank you to everyone that's supported us since we've started. What was this? Do you know the pressure or the possibility of Everton going top tonight? Yeah, they fucked it up though, didn't they, Craig? They had their chance, their one chance, their 8-mile moment, and they did what Everton do, mate. Do you agree with the new handball rule that applies to attackers but not defenders? No, Jeremiah, I don't. I think the handball rule needs to be looked at overall. And what really annoys me about it is the fact that something can be a handball in Europe and not in the Premier League. That does my fucking head in, buddy. That absolutely does my head in. I don't understand why that would be the case. Yeah, it has to be looked at. I'm not, like, if we're talking about the incident for the Manchester City goal that was ruled out, by the letter of the law, it was correct. But it doesn't mean I agree with the rule. I don't. I think it does need to be looked at. Yeah, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. I mean, there's no plans for it to be looked at apparently yet, according to the Premier League. Have you seen the Romelu Lukaku podcast? I've seen a tiny clip of a Casper. I know he went in on Manchester United a little bit, said that he was aware who the leaks were coming out from. Heard him use the N-word as well, I think, if memory serves me correct on the podcast. But yeah, I heard a little bit of it. That hoodie looks so good. Thank you, mate. I love it. I really, really do. The only part of it that I'm not overly fond of is the AXA part. But, you know, they sponsor the training gear. So, you know, it's got to be done. But I do like it. And, yeah, I always do seem to get some compliments from people about the hoodie when I wear it. You can thank Connor, because Connor happened to be up in the Liverpool store in Dublin one day when I rang him, and I said, mate, will you get that for me? And he did. So thank you, Connor, for that one. We have a competition as well running on our Twitter account that ends tomorrow. Our friend Sean Leonard Art is giving us an A3 size print of Jordan Henderson lifting the Champions League. A beautiful piece of artwork indeed from Sean Leonard. There's a pinned tweet on our Twitter account with all the information on how you can enter that. So if you want to check that out, please do. Jack's page said, I know it's random, but when I saw Wobie come on today, I felt sad but angry about him leaving Arsenal. I don't know why, since I don't support him, but I suddenly felt sorry for Arsenal fans. Yeah, I didn't expect Arsenal to sell him. I mean, Jeremiah, mate, you're an Arsenal fan. Maybe you could give us an Arsenal perspective on this, but I kind of get where you're coming from, mate, yeah. What's the best goal I've ever seen? Asked Harry Williams. Are we talking live, Harry, or on television? Live, I would say, God, you can pick probably 2 of Luis Suarez, 4 against Norwich. The one that he scored against Newcastle I always liked as well. I had a funny moment. Do you remember the one that he took it down, went around Tim Krul and equalised to make it 1-1? I fell down the steps in the paddock when he scored that goal. What other ones have we seen live that have been great? Do you know what? Non-Liverpool related, but Jagielka's equaliser for Everton in the 1-1 at Anfield was a great strike, to be fair. But yeah, probably Suarez ones. A couple of those were fantastic. If we're talking about live, by the way. Who's top scorer in the league? Timo Pukki, as far as I know. Timo Pukki closed it. I think he's got 4 goals in his first 2. Frisbee Hound is in. How are you, sir? Welcome. Sorry I'm late. Had to have an extra pint in the pub. Has to be done, mate. It's got to be done. It's bank holiday weekend in the UK, so enjoy yourselves. Craig, I saw Mark Jenkins is doing a picture. I tagged you in the comments. Oh, I talked to Mark in DMs, mate. I know, I've seen the picture, the new Mo Salah one with the Super Cup. Brilliant. Mark Jenkins is a super talented artist, mate, and I'm not sure if the original is sold, but I know he is doing prints of it as well. But it's a very good piece of artwork. I've actually bought a few Mark Jenkins prints. We gave some away them on the stream as well. Connor has one. I have one. I think Brian Morrissey has one as well. Mark Jenkins, another very talented Liverpool artist. Kev's LFC artwork's in there as well. There's so many. I mean, as a fan base, we're just full of creative people. Whether it be t-shirts and Blood Husky, hat, scarf and a badge. Whether it be paintings from Mark Leonard, or Sean Leonard art from Mark Jenkins. So many people. So many people. Did I say yes, Mark Jenkins? Sorry, I'm getting confused. It was a good move financially to sell him, said Jeremiah, for 30 million plus. Emotionally, it's sad because he's been at the club since he was 6. Yeah, I get it. I get you. Financially, though, yeah, he should have added up. Rivaldo hat-trick in the late 90s, said Dean Dixon. Who's going to win the Euros? I don't know. It won't be England. I can say that for sure. English people going, fuck you, I get you. But, the same thing will happen. They'll be bigged up, they'll go, they'll do alright, and then they'll come home and they won't win it. Neil Mellor's last minute winner against Arsenal was pretty good. Yeah, he was talking about that actually, going ads with the week that's in it. It was a very good goal. Is Sean Cox okay? Google it, Clodagh. The information's there. Probably more up to date than I can give you. If Kent stays, would you like to see him play some more minutes in the Premier League? No, I don't think he's good enough. Mossy is my honest answer on Kent. Everyone seems, him and Rangers really seem to want to make that deal happen. There's some talk that maybe there'll be a loan with a commitment to buy at the end of it. I just want Ryan Kent's career to take off wherever he goes. I mean, I think the young man deserves that. Storm Thomas said, good morning, Craig. The Mongolian expats here will be listening to you in the wee hours of Sunday morning. Believe, looking forward to seeing the 12th man in play. Go the Reds. I can't wait. Storm, I'm absolutely buzzing for that game tomorrow, which I said we will be starting from 5 o'clock on here for anybody who's wondering. But yeah, I'm buzzing for it, and thank you. And I hope you guys enjoy the game as well. MUFC Gamer said, best goal live, Robin Van Persie's volley against Villa. Dean Dixon said Townsend versus Cities last season was fantastic. Am I right in thinking that was an amazing goal, Dean? But am I right in thinking that wasn't nominated for the Puskas Award? Along with who scored the goal for Villa? Was it McGinn? Somebody scored an absolute belter from outside the box for Villa as well that wasn't nominated. Sorry, Casper, I'm trying to figure out your comment. You said DT, brackets, gobshite, close brackets, from Arsenal TV, Arsenal Fan TV, which are not allowed to be called AFTV, said if they beat us, is that what you're trying to say? He said they'll win the league. DT's full of shit, mate. I mean, I don't know what else to say to you. You know I don't like the guy. Arsenal aren't going to win the fucking league. That's just not going to happen. Even the most... No, I was going to say the most biased of Arsenal fans, but that's kind of him, isn't it? They're not going to win the league. If they beat us, which they won't, they're not going to win the league. I don't like that man one fucking bit. Not one bit. I very rarely talk bad of a person on here, but Mr. Double Initials is just a mouthy, gobby, trolling, bullying fool, and I don't like him. I don't know him. Never met the man. Hopefully never get the chance to meet him because I've no fucking interest in meeting him, but don't like him. Who will host this year's Champions League final? It is at the Ataturk Stadium in Istanbul. A reunion, what do you reckon, 15 years on from the miracle of Istanbul, the Reds to go back to the Ataturk, which has been done up, by the way. It's been completely done since the last time Liverpool were there. Colin Douglas said, best goal I've seen was Douglas's flying header for Scotland against Wales at Anfield in 77. 4 years before I was born, mate. 4 years before I was born. You're making me feel young, Colin, and that doesn't happen very often, mate, so thank you. Ever think of inviting Redmen onto the channel for an interview? No. They know where I am if they ever want to knock the door, but I'm not that type of person. I don't go trying to suck up to the bigger channels to gain subs or anything like that. It's not the way I go about things. I've done stuff with Mark from the United Stand, but Mark was kind enough to come and invite us on, and like I've always said, our door is always open to anybody except AFTV. They can go fuck themselves. Other than that, our door is open to everybody, and as you know, I will come on and chat with anyone, but Yeah, no, Redman TV, if they ever come calling, if they ever come knocking, yeah, of course. But I'm just the type of person that doesn't like to cozy up to the bigger accounts because they've worked hard to get to where they are, and I feel it would be disingenuous of me to kind of go licking up to them to try and get on to get some subscribers. If you get where I'm coming from, I actually have good intentions is what I'm trying to say. But they're great. Love the lads at Redman TV. Love the Anfield rap. As I said, United stand. Shame that Mark supports United because Mark's a nice guy, but another great channel as well. I would like Rafa to be an England boss. He's more facts than Southgate. I seen something actually. I don't remember who it was. Was it on Sky? It was on somewhere. They were showing Phil Neville at the Women's World Cup basically doing his best Gareth Southgate impression, wearing the waistcoat and tie and almost the same shirt that Gareth Southgate was wearing as well, like he was trying to beat Gareth Southgate. Happily Egg said, best ever goal, Carlos Alberto for Brazil versus Italy in the 1970 World Cup. All the brilliant build-up and then a no-look pass for the greatest footballer ever, and Carlos bangs it in the net. Far Oil, how are we, buddy? Great to see you back in. I know you've been very busy lately. I hope AA do another show with Expressions. He's a blast. Yes, when we play Spurs, I'll have a chat and get Expressions on. Absolutely. I love Expressions. He's a top lad. Great fun. Always love chatting with him. Just curious, why fuck AFTV? I'm not going through it, mate. I talk about it time and time again when people ask. Basically, I've nothing against anyone there. I don't know any of them. I don't have anything against Robbie. I don't like DT, but I don't know him. I don't have anything against any of the guys. I just don't like the way they make their fans look like dickheads. That's my only issue with them. But they're over 1 million subscribers. They don't need to give a fuck what I have to say. I'm just a little itty bitty dot in the YouTube landscape, but I don't like the way they make their fans look like dickheads. That's my view of it. I try to make Liverpool fans, when they come on here, I try to bring people together. I try to make our fan base look more positive. I try to think about things in a positive way. I don't bring people on to say sensationalist bullshit that will get clicks and get it driven around social media. That's, it works for them. It works for them. I'm going to tell Robbie to put you on the podcast. I'm never fucking going on the podcast, mate. You can ask all you want. If they ever come knocking, they'll be told politely, no thank you. If Double Initials was in those 888 videos, it would have been brilliant. You would hammer him. I don't know if they could. I think, don't they have a partnership with another betting channel, I think? I don't know, but I could be going back to do the next round of the 888 videos. I would have been doing the most recent ones, but our mate Teo went and did them because I was on holidays, so I couldn't get over to film. They filmed when I was in Turkey. They had invited me on to do them. Fortunately, I couldn't make it, but I'm hoping to get over for the next lot of filming. Yeah. What problem do I have with AFTV? I've just gone through that one. They're like, there's no beef here. It's not one of those situations where, I'm looking to fucking say bad things about them. There's no ill feeling. I just don't like the channel. And I mean the channel as a whole. Individually, Robbie seems like a decent guy. Troops seems like good fun. Looks like a nice lad. I've nothing against them personally. I'm not that type of person. I don't. You very rarely hear me say nothing negative about anybody on here because it's not my way. It's not how I go about things. But I'm consistent, and I've always said I don't like that channel. I've even had little debates with Mark about this because Mark knows and gets on with a lot of the guys from AFTV, and that's sound. And I know a lot of people who have loads of good things to say about them. It's just, this happened from before I ever started making any content. I just never liked the way they went about stuff. Could you say hi to Tom, who's your biggest fan and love your channel? I've always been away from. Hello, Tom, and thank you. Wow. I always find it really weird when someone says anything like your biggest fan or a fan even, because as I said, I'm just a normal guy. But hello, Tom, nonetheless, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, as does Connor and everybody else involved with the channel. Far Wild said, this season I'm determined to go on Twitter and read and meet and chat with more positive people. I've blocked about 50 people this week. I'm committed to blocking 1,000 if needs must. Yeah, and keep doing it, mate, until you get your timeline full of the type of people that you want to interact with. And that's a good piece of advice that you've given yourself there. And one sec. MUFC said, is it TY or Ty? I never know how you pronounce that. Is genuinely the most deluded fan of all time. I don't know. And because I don't watch the channel. Nay said, this channel for the win though. Yeah, man. Thank you. What about the kickoff and through Geordie and Lawrence? Nothing but love. I mean, everybody. There's only one channel you'll ever hear me saying I'm not a fan of. And I never really go on about it unless people ask. But True Geordie, I did a little piece on True Geordie last night. I spoke about the WhatsApp messages that have been doing the rounds. And I've been very clear on it. I judge True Geordie, and I don't know Brian, I've never had the pleasure of meeting him. I judge True Geordie on the content that he makes, and the content that he makes is fucking awesome. He is one of the best YouTubers football-wise around. I spoke with the McGregor piece he did. I was in awe of it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. What the man does in his personal life is not my concern, and I don't think it should be any of our concern as long as it's between consenting adults and there's nothing illegal going on about it, and there doesn't seem to be. So Lawrence, class. True Geordie, class. The kickoff, great show. And again, nothing but love, like most channels you're going to ask me about. What time does the stream end? About 11:15. My goodness, it's flying along. 35 minutes to go. Well, 30 minutes to go maybe. 25, 30 minutes. Would a Premier League win celebration parade be bigger than 6? Yes. I think it would, mate. I think it would. Am I from Ireland? Love the accent. I am indeed, Tiago. I am indeed, my friend. And thank you. Loads of kind words tonight, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. You're going to make me blush. Not that you'd be able to tell. There's just bright light shining on my face. Good news. The chair from Serendipity arrived in Ireland today. It is in Waterford as we speak, safely tucked up, waiting for the photo shoot. We should hopefully get that done early next week. And the new green screen that I ordered from Amazon is on its way as well. So in the next week or two, you'll see me sitting on that beautiful throne, which is what I'm going to call it, the football throne. Shout out to Serendipity Furniture as well that looked after us on that one. And we're going to have a new chair. You won't notice the difference of where I'm sitting, but I'm going to be moving to a different area. And I'm really excited about it. I'm like a big happy child waiting for this chair to come. Well, the chair is here now. I need to get down, get it, do the photo shoot, and then bring it back to my house. Andy Panda, thank you very much. It is gone real quick tonight, full season. It seems to be flying by. What else have we got? Will I go to the Liverpool parade if we win the Premier League? Do you know, we went over for the last game of the season, game and Guy, last year. We were over for the Wolves game. We did a meet and greet in the beer keller in Liverpool 1. And we were there just in case. I don't know about this season. We'll wait and see what happens. I mean, I'm the type of person that takes these things 1 month at a time. Okay, give me 1 second. I want to just address any Floridians. So myself and Connor, as you know, we're going over to Florida next month. It looks like we're going to be attending the Orlando City versus New England Revolution game on September the 14th. So if anybody's heading to that game, let us know. If you want to meet up, say hello. We'd love to do it. We will be doing the meet-up with the Tampa Bay Supporters Club, again for the Reds' first Champions League game. We'll know next Thursday or the 29th when the draw is done when that will take place, whether it's September the 18th or September the 19th. But either way, we are going to be over in Florida for that one. So we're going to be meeting up with the Tampa Bay official Liverpool Supporters Club for the Champions League game. We're still working to try and rejig things so we can meet up with the Orlando Supporters Club. With the game being moved to a 12:30am kickoff, or 12:30 afternoon kickoff here in the UK and Ireland, that's a 7:30am kickoff on September the 14th in Florida. And myself and Connor only get in at about 1:30am that same morning. So having to get up after 4.5 hours sleep to go and meet the guys would be just too much. So we're trying to rejig things to meet the guys from Orlando, because I've been there so many times and I really want to meet the guys from the Orlando Supporters Club. So look, if you're in Florida, anything like that, let us know. If you want to meet up, if you're going to the Orlando City versus New England Revolutions game, let us know. Anthony Cronin, how are you, buddy? My day is really good, thank you, Connor Williams. Excellent, I hope yours has been good. Thank you on the hoodie, Anthony. Loads of people loving the hoodie. Liverpool, official Liverpool store. It's on there, have a look. Seahawks, hey Craig, looks like Bury have found a London-based consortium, which is good news. It absolutely is good news, mate. I hate seeing any football club like that go under, so good news that it's been saved. Big man Steve said, I love watching the Europa League draw as well because you see teams you've never heard of. You'll also get to see Manchester United in it this season, and Arsenal as well. A little bit of banter there. Mossy said, I can't wait for Keita to get firing when he gets fit. Yeah, I actually had a little bit of a rant today, if you want to call it that, on Twitter, about people who are writing off Naby Keita already and saying that he's Daniel Sturridge Mark II and saying that he's just too injury prone. Give the man time. The man played international football in the summer when he shouldn't have been called up. He shouldn't have played. And I'm excited about Naby Keita. And there is a bit of news actually on Keita, so bear with me 1 second. Klopp has confirmed that Naby Keita will be out for a couple more weeks because he's still struggling with a hip issue. And it looks like he could be back after the international break. Again, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but he's getting there. He's getting there, and I think once Naby settles in, gets a rhythm, gets past these little few injuries, he's going to be a beast. He's going to be an absolute monster for this football club, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. To seeing him do it, because I will absolutely fucking love to see him just absolutely piss off all his doubters, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of negativity for no reason. I'm sick of people pissing all over our own players and moaning about them. Naby Keita is a superstar, and Naby Keita will do great things for this football club, and he's just been unfortunate with some injuries. What else have we got? Oh yes, Jurgen Klopp was also speaking today in his press conference around the current transfer window situation, and that he's not a fan of Premier League clubs having a shorter window than the European clubs. He mentioned the fact that Premier League clubs can find themselves in a situation where their squads can be unsettled by clubs around Europe whose window goes on this summer until September the 2nd. So what do you think? Are you with Klopp on this one, or the transfer window? When it was brought in, I thought it was a good idea, because I don't like the idea of somebody perhaps playing against the club, then transferring, and then playing against the club again twice. So 3 times against the same club. I don't like that. But I also understand where Jurgen Klopp and other managers are coming from on this, because Premier League clubs, the window closed, 3 or 4 weeks before a lot of the clubs around Europe can do their business. So apart from the fact that they can maybe cherry pick players who Premier League clubs didn't pull the trigger on, they can also destabilise Premier League clubs. What do you think on this? Are you a fan of what the Premier League have done with the window? Do you think all windows should be concurrent and that we should have ours close at the same time as Spain, Italy, France, whatever? Keita deserves some respect. He's just been unlucky, said Willow. What do I think of McGregor's interview with Ariel? I haven't had a chance to watch it, Joe. I did see a little excerpt from it, a written excerpt from it that said, basically, that he, like you said to me last night, mate, that he was very apologetic and stuff, but I haven't had a chance to watch the interview yet. I actually must Google it and see if I can find the link to it. Who do I think will win the Rugby World Cup in Japan? Oh, God, mate, literally, it's quite open, isn't it? You've got England, Ireland, Wales, probably the best hopes from this side of the world. Then you never rule out Australia, South Africa, New Zealand. So one of those 6. I'm really looking forward to the Rugby World Cup, I have to say. Keita is really good, said Thiago. Phil is blaming everybody to distract from his doorstep, said Derek Harrison. I don't know what that's about. I hope Mbappe doesn't leave, said Thiago, but if he does, where do you think he'll go? Hashtag Mbappe 2020, Thiago. No, look, that's a bit of an ongoing joke, mate, on our channel. I don't know where he'd go, mate, but I have to say I'm a massive, massive fan of Kylian Mbappe. I really am. I'd love him at Liverpool. Ronald Rees said, hi Craig, was watching the clip on Instagram with the guy who wanted to know why they think we're special. That clip was watched, I think maybe 250,000 times on Twitter, something like that. And it is up on our Instagram account as well. And it's one of the reasons why we wanted to start the Anfield Agenda Clips account on Twitter, because there are moments like that I'm really proud of. And that was one of those moments where somebody asked why Liverpool fans think that they're special, and I gave I thought was a pretty good answer, and one that seemed to go down quite well. Jamie Webster, when I met up with him, told me that he really enjoyed that particular video. So thank you, mate. And we were limited to only 1 minute up there, and it went on for a bit longer than that. So thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, Anthony Berry are okay. It looks like a consortium from London, I believe, according to people in the chat here, did come in at the last minute. Right, kit deal. As Dave LFC chat said there, Nike Reds. What do we think? Nike seems to be... I'm trying to read every bit of information I can get on this potential kit deal. Nothing is certain yet. I want to point that out. The figures, and I've done some more digging and read up some more stuff around people who are a lot more knowledgeable than I am on this stuff. It seems to be something between 70 and 90, something around that mark per year is the rumoured amount. New Balance were believed to at one point be the favourites because they had that compete clause, which meant that if they matched any offer they would get the gig. But it seems like Nike have dug deep, and we'll wait and see if something is announced formally, but it's looking more and more like it could be Nike. And I want what's best for the club. First and foremost, I want what's best for Liverpool Football Club. Personally, I like New Balance and I prefer Adidas kits, but that's just a personal thing. But whatever's best for the club is good with me. I don't know when we can expect an announcement. What I can say for certain is that what I've read from a lot of journalists who are a lot more knowledgeable than I, nothing is done yet. Nothing is confirmed yet, and the club are still negotiating with all parties, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But what do you guys think? Nike, yes, no? Did I see Drifty's video with AFTV? I didn't watch it yet, but yes, I have seen it. They met up with Robbie, I think, at some YouTube space in London or something like that. But look, love Drifty. Nothing but love for Coppish, so I wish him all the best. Adidas Originals, like your picture, would be nice. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want it, mate. Imagine Adidas came in and started manufacturing our kits again. And right now we can go to amazing companies like 3 Retro, Score Draw, and buy those beautiful retro shirts. But as good as they are and as brilliant as they are, they don't quite have the little Adidas on them. And that for me would be amazing. So if Adidas did come in and make our kits, we would be able to go and buy all those retro kits with the badge on them. Now it doesn't look like it's going to be Adidas, so well, look, I'm not complaining. I love getting stuff from Score Draw and 3 Retro. I buy stuff from them all the time. Love love their products. But it would be nice. It would be so nice to get them with the Adidas badge on them. Mossy said Nike could be deadly on the jersey, but I've loved New Balance. I think New Balance have been great as well. Yeah, big fan of New Balance. Joanne said no to Nike. Willow said still love New Balance quality kits. Yeah, I'm a big fan of New Balance. I've said that for quite a long time. Apart from the training gear, the jerseys, I love the trainers that they make. And I think that they've put a bit of effort into our kits as well. Stephen Richard said Craig, Nike don't cater for the fuller figure. I don't know, mate. I mean, they usually go 2, 3XL, don't they? Stuff like that. I don't know. Thankfully, these days I'm in an XL, mate, heading towards a large, so I'm alright in that front. But there was a day where I was double XL pushing towards 3XL, mate, and I get you. I hear you. I feel your pain, buddy. Big Man Steve said I've got no problem with Nike. I've no issue with Nike, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're a quality brand, of course. It just feels weird. It just feels weird for me seeing Liverpool in a Nike shirt. Farrell said, wondering did the main stand ever get that sponsor? We might still have that to offer revenue as well. No announced sponsor, buddy, of that one. But yeah, it's something I haven't thought about in a while, actually. How would we feel about that, by the way? How would anybody feel if the main stand, or indeed Anfield, was renamed because of sponsorship? Would it really matter? We'd still call it Anfield. I mean, if it was Coca-Cola Anfield, or if it was fucking, I don't know, Carlsberg Anfield, or whatever the hell it was, we'd still call it Anfield, wouldn't we? You have to be slim to wear Nike shirts, said Gonads. Craig, money talks in these circumstances, said Stephen Richards. Craig, would I go on Troops TV? I didn't even know that existed. Is that Troops from AFTV? Because Troops individually outside of AFTV, I've no problem with Troops at all. If Troops has his own YouTube channel and he asks me on, I'd go on for a chat because it's Troops TV. It is an AFTV and Troops looks like a top lad. Cast Strength said I don't mind Nike. For me it needs to be special design, not a coloured template of a shirt. Brian Morrissey said I love New Balance too. So do I. I really do like them. I love training tops with AXA wrote in the middle of it. Yes, Mossy, I got the third one. I didn't buy the third kit. I bought the third training shirt, and I really like it. I haven't worn it yet. It's still in the wardrobe with the tags on it. Maybe I'm saving it for Florida. I don't know. Big brands doesn't mean good quality. I'm with you, gaming guy. I hear you, buddy. I get where you're coming from. I don't like this whole thing as well, and it's coming not just New Balance, it's coming a lot of brands. I think this whole there's a supporters version of the shirt, and then there's a fucking pro version of the shirt that's another 30 or 40 quid more expensive. I don't like that type of carry on either. Stephen said he's lost up to £9 now. Well done, buddy. Keep going. Proud of you. Nice one. I think I'm at £19 lost nearly at this point, but I like yourself, mate. I'm going to keep going and see how I get on. Did I know DT plays Football Index? No, I didn't know that, mate. A lot of people do. It's a massive product. Yeah, and a lot of channels as well are working with Football Index, as are we. Thank you for leading me into that, James. Even though you brought DT into it, you still allowed me to go into it. Look, ladies and gents, we are working with Football Index. Thank you, James. Nice one, buddy. Wink, wink. If you are going to sign up to it, if you're thinking of signing up to it, please do use the link in the description below and use the code AA when you're signing up. Yeah, thank you, James. Again, that is a gambling product, 18 plus, UK and Ireland residents only. And if you have any issues around gambling, visit begambleaware.org for further information. Darren Neal said, would love to see Anfield one day have a 70,000 capacity. It'd be sweet, mate, wouldn't it? It'd be pretty fucking nice. I don't think it's going to happen quite at 70. I think 65 is doable. But like you, I would love it to go further and bigger and bigger. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this whole re-evaluation of the Annie Road end is going to work out. Eviano said Nike over any other brand would be more financially beneficial to brand building and revenue raising over here in the United States. Absolutely agree. No doubts about that whatsoever, mate. Working with Nike will give Liverpool a big platform, if that's the case. 100% agree. It will give them maybe a better lead into Nike athletes. It will definitely, as you said, open up markets, bigger markets in the US and stuff. Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. Bigger stadium, bigger noise, said Conan Murphy. Anfield looks like Croke Park, said Clodagh. I can kind of get where you're coming from. Yeah, we don't have that one tiny end, although the Annie Road end is quite small, but I get where you're coming from. Whose hand was that? My hand, clearly. No other people in here that I'm aware of. Kai said, am I the only United fan here? No, I don't think you are, mate. There's usually a couple in the chat. MUFC Gamer and the likes are usually in there. Scenes when Anfield is renamed Keogh's Park, said Connor. I mean, you know, they could do worse, mate, couldn't they? Craigie Keogh's Park, there you go. If we made Anfield bigger, we'd have to change the shape like Spurs Stadium. No, that's not going to happen, mate. They're not going to... Well, they can connect up the sides. Maybe that's where you're coming from, Callum, but they're not going to start, you know, knocking down more stands. Sing LA, LA, LA. No, mate, I'm not a fucking dancing monkey here. Like, I'll sing when the game's on tomorrow. You'll get all the tunes. 100,000 subscriber party is a promise to the full season. There will be a fucking party if we hit 100,000 subs, mate. That would, yeah. And as I said before, let other people know. If you've got Liverpool related fans that you're mates with, let them know about the channel. Don't feel free to share any of our content as well if you're out there. Clip it up, share it, put the links out. We don't give a fuck. We're not going to do anybody for copyright. Can I join the Fantasy Football League? It's closed, I'm afraid, mate. We closed it after week 1. I just didn't think it would be fair to people who've been in there to introduce more people into it. Ronald Reese, how are you, mate? Said you're late in. What did you miss? We talked a little bit about Neil Jones of thegoal.com saying that Liverpool were never interested in Nicolas Pepe, and much like Melissa Reddy said, Michael Edwards phoned up Galtier to say that Liverpool had no interest in Nicolas Pepe. We hadn't spoke to him or his representatives, and Liverpool feel that their name, well, seemed to feel that their name was just being put out there to help gain some interest in Nicolas Pepe. We also spoke about the main stand, or not the main stand, the Annie Road end, and how Liverpool look like they're going to allow the planning permission to lapse and reapply for a bigger amount. We don't know what that amount is yet. We touched on Alisson Becker, and James Pearce did a piece with The Athletic to say that he was talking with John Achterberg, who said that Alisson's still receiving treatment. Klopp said that he's not on crutches anymore, which is good news. And hopefully after the international break we'll have more positive news on Alisson Becker. What else did we touch on tonight for those that are coming in late? Klopp also came out in his presser and said that he wasn't really a fan of the way the transfer window closes early for Premier League clubs, and that it allows other leagues to come in and potentially destabilise squads. A little bit on Naby Keita as well. Klopp said he'll be out for a few more weeks because he's still struggling with a hip issue. Again, the international break I think might give us a welcome respite for those guys, Alisson and Keita, to get back to fitness. Craig, Sabrina just said if you sing you're sleeping on the sofa tonight. Pour some sugar on me. Don't call my fucking bluff, darling. Don't call my bluff. Stephen Richards said there's something the cop wants you to know. There's something that the cop wants you to know. Craig wishes he could grow a Louise afro. What else we got? Opinions on the Nike deal. We've just gone through it, mate. I'm not a fan of Liverpool wearing Nike, but at the same time, Tala, I just want Liverpool to have the best deal possible. And if that brings more money into the club, gives Jurgen Klopp more money to work with in the transfer market, whatever's best is best. Where are we? Sorry, I'm trying to play catch up. Looking good, Craig. How much weight have I lost? Just about £19. And that's even allowing for my holiday and putting on weight and then coming back and losing some. So yeah, I'm really proud. I'm doing well. But, you know, I can do more. I need to drink more water as well. How am I coming 20th in the FPL? Asks Eviano. No idea. It's a fluke is all I'm going to say. I won't be there after this weekend. Don't worry about it. I'll be back down in one of my more accustomed lowly positions in the league, because I am shite at Fantasy Premier League. How I'm up there is a complete fluke. And also, I've also won my head-to-head game so far, both of them. Don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how, honestly. And all transfer speculation is designed to push players' price up, says Happily Eggs, which of course I agree with. I remember my kid saying, get his autograph, Dad. Whose autograph are we looking for? You deserve more than 24k. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. But look, we're happy where we are. We'll get subscribers as the channel keeps going on, but to be where we are for us is amazing. I never thought we'd get this high when we started. We're what, 18, 19, 20 months, something like that now into this, and I'm very, very happy, and Connor's very happy with where we are. None of the diet chav water, Craig. Got to try and mix it up, Scotty. A little bit of both. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You look great. Thank you so much. You guys are just too kind tonight. Thank you. You've been really, really nice. I appreciate it. How much does hair weigh? Asked Derek. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had to weigh it, Derek, mate. You know what I mean? Follically challenged and all that. See, that's how you get Craig to sing when he doesn't want to, said John Hamilton. Do you know what I mean? When you know, John. You got me. Adrian is key for us tomorrow, said Dara. Yeah, I mean, I'm buzzing. I know I keep going on about it. This is one of my favourite games of the season. I always really enjoy when we play Arsenal because they're good games of football. So tomorrow's the same. I can't wait. I love your eyebrows. Leave him in. Leave him in, Willow. He put a smiley face at the end of it. He was trying to just have a bit of fun. It's one eyebrow though. I keep saying this. It's one eyebrow. One monstrous, beautiful slug of an eyebrow. I could do it. Do you know what I mean? I could trim the eyebrow, but why? I do little bits every now and again, but do you know what I mean? I'm not vain enough to care. James Kirkman said, anybody sign up to Football Index? If you do though, use the link in the description below and use AA when you sign up. Thank you for that, James. You're playing a blinder tonight, mate. What else have we got? Monobrow. That's monorail, isn't it? Little shout out to The Simpsons there for Connor. Right, let me just check my notes before we finish up. I do 5 more minutes or so, but I think I've got everything covered. Yeah, gone through everything. Look, just a reminder, tomorrow, 5 p.m, we'll be starting our watch along of the Arsenal game. I hope you can join us for that one. We're going to have our post-match show at 9 p.m. tomorrow night as well. Douglas James Horn, he's going to come on and have a little chat about the game. And of course, we'll go through all your comments as well. 5 p.m, Liam, tomorrow for the game. I'm so excited for tomorrow, said Mossy. So am I. Buzzing for it. Absolutely, I love it. LFC 2006 said, love the channel, mate. Thank you very much, buddy. Really appreciate that. Anybody who hasn't subscribed as well, before we head off, please do hit that button. And most importantly, if you've already subscribed, which I'm sure most of you wonderful people are, please do hit the thumbs up. It only takes 1 second and it means a lot to us because I'm a vain bastard and I like it. What I always find funny is, and somebody actually mentioned this to me the other day, soon as the videos go up, there's always the same, and it is the same, 6 or 7 people that hit the thumbs down button, and it makes me smile every time that I see it. These people go out of their way every single night to either watch the stream and hit the thumbs down button, and God almighty, it makes me smile knowing that people dislike me or us that much that they do that every single night. Fucking sucks to be them. I would imagine going out of your way for something you don't like. What type of a sap does that? Score prediction 4-1 Cape Town Muslim, mate. 4-1 I'm going for tomorrow. Love the top. Thank you very much, Cocky Guy. It's in the club store, mate. It's one of the training hoodies. I'm looking forward to Gary Lineker's face tomorrow, said Derek. As we say on this channel, mate, the words of the great Dave Henry, fuck him. Actually don't mind Gary Lineker, to be fair. He's not the worst of them. Joe Cullen says, you're a legend, Craig. Roll on to one of my favourite games of the year. Yeah, should be a good one. Should be a good one tomorrow. Watch, I've set this up for a big fucking dull 0-0 or something, and I'll be completely my fault. Junkie Funky Smith's gone 3-0 for the Reds tomorrow. All this talk being about Arsenal strikers, which will keep them quiet. Graham Sangster said, sweet dreams to the best fans in the world. Love that, mate. That's why I love the subscribers on our channel. We get this nice kindness towards each other. Dave Sweeney said 5 PM, whoop whoop. There you go. For those of you that don't know what we do on our watch-alongs, by the way, I do some alternative commentary on the game. We dip in and out with the chat. I read through your comments. We react to what's going on. And we just have a bit of fun. It's a little bit different, and it's what we've basically built our channel on. It's the thing that I suppose gains us the most traction of anything that we do. I've seen some of Andy. I've seen some of the what's the correct phraseology for this one? The mock-up of the Nike kits. I've seen some of them, mate, and they're brilliant. There's some really talented designers out there that make some fucking amazing. I want to say fake kits, but mock-up kits, like you've said. Who's my favourite Liverpool player? Asks Nay. Bobby Firmino, as of now, but of all time, Robbie Fowler. Doug said he's looking forward to the game tomorrow. Scotty said going to Motherwell versus Hamilton game. I'll join the watch along when I get in the house. Have a good time, mate, and enjoy the game tomorrow as well. Look, ladies and gents, I'm going to call that a night. Thank you so much as always. Enjoy your weekend. I know in the UK, as I said, it's a bank holiday weekend, so have fun. Hope the sun keeps shining. If you're having a barbecue, be fucking careful. Make sure you cook that shit properly. And look, as always, it's been a pleasure chatting to you wonderful people. Thank you so much for all your love and kindness. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're signed up to Football Index. Link in the description below. AA is the code. We'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow, ladies and gents. Take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking 6-time European Cup winning, Super Cup winning, could be World Cup winning, hopefully Premier League